On day 1, I spawned into the middle of the Dead Sea as a Jesus lizard. Oh wow, I'm walking on water. This is incredible. What a starting power. I decided to try out this power and run around on the surface of the water, looking at all the large, craggy rock structures that were popping up from the deep and salty sea. This is a really strange world. It looks like there's a lot more ocean than land. But I guess a place like this is perfect for a Jesus lizard like me, even if I am a baby one with only 6 hearts. I should also probably mention that Jesus lizard is just a nickname. I'm also known as a green basilisk lizard. Thoughts were interrupted by an arrow whizzing past my face, barely missing me. I turned to see a bunch of strange little creatures with crossbows standing on the stony crags not far from me.
Hey, we're the Stoneling boys. We don't want freaky-deaky sea creatures like you on our turf.
Technically, I'm not a sea creature. I'm just a reptile capable of walking across bodies of water without breaking the surface tension.
He's trying to confuse us with big words. Fire on him, boys.
I turned to run, but my little baby lizard legs weren't enough to carry me away in time. One of the arrows hit me, and I felt myself getting woozy. I started to sink into the water as the Stoneling boat began rowing towards me. On day 2, I woke up in a strange place. It was a large pool of water, fenced in by walls made of the same craggy stone as the rest of the rocks in the Dead Sea. There was another one of the Stonelings standing on the platform up above me, pointing a crossbow down.
Not so tough now, are we, Mr. Lizard? That'll teach you to mess with our TVs. Stonelings forever.
He ran off, leaving me alone in the cell. There looked like there was only one gate leading out, but the lever to activate it was on the outside. Oh, they really thought of everything. Soon after, a dolphin rose out of the water behind me. Oh, hey, a dolphin.
How do you know my name?
Oh, I don't. I was just saying what you are.
Oh, that's just a coincidence. My name is actually Dolph Finn. My parents had a pretty sick sense of humor.
Well, how do we get out of here, Dolphin?
There is no way to get out unless you can, I don't know, climb up that wall and open the gate from the other side? What are the chances of that?
That gave me an idea. I walked over to the wall and started climbing, and amazingly, it worked. I guess I've got sticky lizard feet, like a gecko. I leaped over the top and opened the door from the other side, allowing Dolph to escape.
Hey, you've got a knack for this. What's your name, kid?
It's Zozo.
Well, thanks for saving me, Zozo. Good luck out there.
Dolph swam away, and I decided to join him, running off across the water into the sunset and getting away from those nasty little Stonelings. On day 3, I decided to take a break from my relentless water running and rest in one of the big craggy structures sticking out of the water. Man, it's salty out here. Kind of making me hungry. I wonder if there's anything decent to eat around here. I spotted fish nearby, and as luck would have it, I found a fishing rod on the rocks near them. I picked it up and started fishing to my heart's content. Eventually, I had plenty of yummy fish in my inventory and ate some to dull my hunger pangs. That's good eating. That's when I heard the most beautiful song. It was almost hypnotic. I found myself following it until I saw a beautiful siren sitting in the water. That was a lovely song. I'm Zozo. It's nice to meet you.
Why, hello, Zozo. I'm Serena. Serena the siren. Little redundant, I know, but that's what I've got.
What are you doing out here? Just practicing your singing?
Hiding out, actually. I'd love to tell you more, but it's not safe here. Come on, follow me.
She swam away, and I followed her, running across the water. From day 4 to day 5, I followed Serena back to her domain, right in the center of the deep frozen ocean, one of the coldest places I'd ever been. Her base was in some of the frozen ice, half above water, half below it. It seemed like a pretty cool place, metaphorically and literally.
I've got a lot of people gunning for me, Zozo. All I want to do is practice my beautiful singing.
That's so unfair. How can I help?
Well, I know the people who are coming after me. Maybe you can help defend me from them, like a heroic bodyguard.
That sounds great. Where do I start?
You can start by building me a safe house elsewhere in the deep frozen ocean, in case I need to escape quickly. Take these stone tools and get started.
Will do, Serena. She gave me the tools, and I hightailed it out of there, looking for a good place to work on my base. But while I was running across the water, I saw a Stoneling boat heading right towards me. Uh-oh! The boat was moving fast, but somehow I felt a boost of power, maybe because of my heroic deeds. I got bigger, my heart count went to 12, and most importantly, I got a new power. Jump boost! I jumped super high over the boat and just kept running, leaving it in the watery dust. Soon, I'd found my way to a decent piece of icy territory and used that in my tools to start building a new base. This will make a perfect safe house for Serena. I'm gonna defend her with everything I have. From day 6 to day 8, with some good progress made on the safe house, I decided to run back across the water to Serena's icy lair. Why did I say lair? Serena's totally nice and not suspicious at all. I arrived and found Serena waiting in one of her watery pools. She looked like she wasn't expecting me. Serena, it's Zozo. I'm back.
Oh, hey, Zozo. I was just finishing up my lunch. How can I help you?
By telling me how I can help you. You told me that people were coming after you. What can I do to help?
Well, how about we be proactive and go after them instead? I can give you their names, and then you can go and defeat them for my honor.
That's an excellent idea, Serena. Where should I start?
Start with Blorbo, the Goblin King in the mangrove swamp. And it'd be dangerous to go alone, so take this.
Serena gave me a sinister sword, which had a powerful critical hit bonus. Wait, sinister sword? Why do you have this?
Don't think about it.
And so I didn't think about it. I started running off, ready to face Blorbo, the Goblin King. From day 9 to day 10, I arrived in the mangrove swamp, sinister sword at the ready. Man, this place stinks. Definitely not a fun place to be.
How dare you, knave!
A little green man in a cloak and a crown leaped out of the darkness. Oh no, you must be Blorbo, the Goblin King.
Yes, I was, until certain recent events stole my kingship from me.
Stole your kingship? What are you even talking about?
You've got the sinister sword. You must be in league with her. That's why you must be destroyed.
What? Are you talking about Serena?
Yes, she's the one who ate.
I didn't even let him finish his sentence. I just struck him with my sinister sword, destroying him in a single blow. Huh. I guess being a king didn't actually make him any stronger than the average goblin.
Hey, Zozo! Fancy seeing you here.
It was Dolphin. He was peering out of the swamp water. Hey, Dolph, what are you doing here?
I came in to investigate. I was told that a goblin army was here until it got eaten by some kind of monster.
A monster? Huh. I better ask Serena about that. From day 11 to day 12, I arrived back at Serena's base in the deep frozen ocean, feeling a little confused about this whole situation. Lucky for me, Serena was quick to put my mind at rest with an extremely compelling line of argument.
Come on, Zozo, you know me. Do I look like a monster? I'm your friend, Serena. Those goblins were probably eaten by some totally horrible monster that isn't me.
Yeah, I guess when you put it like that, it's a good point.
On a different note, here's some cool new iron armor pieces and iron pickaxe I coughed up. Mined and crafted.
She gave me the pieces, and I immediately equipped them. And it couldn't have been better timed, because I heard some incredibly suspicious noises outside. Don't worry, Serena, I'll take care of this. I ran outside and saw a small invasion force of stonelings. Kill the beast! Kill the beast! Kill the beast! Of course, I wasn't having any of that, and I was much stronger than I used to be. They were clumsy, and when they slid into the water without their boats, they struggled to swim. With my sinister sword, I cleaved through all of them, and then ran back to Serena. It was the stonelings, Serena.
They found us all the way out here. This is bad, Zozo. The illager from a faraway land must have had something to do with this.
Where can I find him? He must be stopped.
He's hiding somewhere in the mangrove swamp. I've never been able to find him, but maybe you'll have better luck than me.
I won't let you down, Serena. From day 13 to day 15, I ran my magical lizard run into the heart of the mangrove swamp. I searched all day and night through the goblinless expanse of the swamp until I caught a strange and mysterious scent, something that almost smelled like it came from a faraway land. That must be him. I ran in the direction of the scent as fast as I could, gripping my sinister sword tight until I eventually found the illager hiding behind a tree. You! Stop right there!
No, please, don't hurt me.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't, after what you've done to my friend.
I haven't hurt anyone. I just fled here to seek the protection of the Goblin King after the monster ate my family. But then, the monster ate the Goblin King's army, and someone destroyed the Goblin King.
Okay, the Goblin King was my fault, but what's the deal with the rest? What monster supposedly did all of this?
It was the siren. The siren was behind it all. She lures her victims in with her sweet song and controls their minds. And when they're done, she devours them.
Oh, I think I may have misread this situation. I'm extremely sorry, Mr. Illager. There's something I need to figure out. I turned and started to run back out of the mangrove swamp. A little did I know, she was much closer than I thought. If the illager had turned around in time, he would have seen an evil Serena rising from the water.
Dinner time, illager.
From day 16 to day 19, as I was running away, I heard a horrible scream and some crunching noises behind me. I quickly turned tail and ran back in the direction of the illager. Sadly, by the time I arrived, it was already too late. Serena had eaten him alive!
And he was delicious.
Serena, how could you?
Sorry, Zozo. I was hungry, and I'm sorry to tell you that I'm really just like this. You're not very good at noticing red flags.
You do look different, but if you really are the monster that ate all of those different creatures, why didn't you eat me? There must be some good in you.
Actually, Zozo, I didn't eat you because you're still far too little and scrawny. Once you've fully leveled up, then you'll be the perfect meal.
You won't be around when I'm fully leveled up. Time to battle. I drew my sword, but before I could lunge in and strike, she started to sing again. I started feeling lightheaded from the sound, and soon enough, I'd passed out. From day 20 to day 22, I woke up with a splitting headache. But hey, at least I hadn't been eaten. The first thing I heard was the voice of Dolphin the dolphin, popping out from one of the swamps.
Zozo, buddy, you doing okay?
Not exactly. Turns out I was helping a man-eating monster. It's gonna take a lot of good karma to work that off, or she's gonna eat me someday too.
I'm not gonna let anyone eat the person who saved me from jail. Let's work together and find other people who want to fight Serena and form an alliance.
That sounds like an amazing plan, Dolph. Why were you in jail, by the way?
Felony tax evasion. Let's go.
We went back to what was once going to be Serena's safe house in the deep frozen ocean and decided to modify it into a very unsafe house for her. I filled in the pool area where Dolph could stay, and we spent the night plotting our revenge. From day 23 to day 26, I decided to head back to the Dead Sea where I'd first spawned. I need to form an alliance with the Stonelings. There's no way either of us will be able to defeat Serena on our own. But I didn't find the Stonelings. As I was running through the waters of the Dead Sea, I saw a Vex Piglin standing on an island, surrounded by a vicious mob of armored drowned.
Help me! Please, help me!
This wasn't something I'd allow to stand. Get out of there, Vex! I'll take on these awful creatures! The Vex Piglin ran for it, and I ran in, still wielding my sinister sword with all the same power and purpose. The armored drowned surrounded me, but their armor didn't do them any good. I sliced through every single one until I had enough XP to level up. As usual, I got bigger, stronger, grew to 22 total hearts, and gained a new claw attack. Downside, the bigger I am, the tastier I'm gonna look to Serena. Upside, with these claws, if she eats me, I can claw my way out. From day 27 to day 31, my search for the Stonelings continued, unsuccessfully. Instead, I found a bunch of sheep floating in the water. You guys don't look like you're meant to be here. Let me take you back to my base. You look like you could use something a little drier. I spent the rest of my day luring a bunch of very wet sheep from the Dead Sea to the deep frozen ocean where my base was waiting. I cut out a section of the ice for them to stay in. Afterwards, I went to see how Dolphin the dolphin was doing.
Zozo, you're gonna love this. I've been working on an awesome storage room. I think you're gonna love it.
And I did love it. He'd made a great storage room where he'd already started to stow weapons, gear, and resources. I'd love to see Serena stop us now. Meanwhile, over in Serena's evil lair, and yes, I'm sure it's a lair now, evil was brewing, as her old friend, the Pied Piper, had teamed up with her now.
Thanks for coming down, Double P. I need this problem taken care of for me. Think you could slow down Zozo and his sad little allies? Consider it done, Lady Serena. After all, us evil magical musicians have got to stick together.
From day 32 to day 35, I continued to search the Dead Sea for the Stonelings, hoping we could forge an alliance powerful enough to take down Serena. I guess the cost of being able to run on water is having a terrible sense of direction. Eventually, to my luck, a Stoneling boat came rowing over to me. It didn't seem to be aggressive.
I've been watching you wander around the ocean like a doofus for hours, and it was starting to get painful. If I lead you back to my base again, are you gonna try attacking us or escaping this time?
No, I swear. We've got a common enemy, Serena the siren. I was under her spell before, but now I'm better, and I want to help.
Then you better follow me, or you'll be around here looking for us all week.
I walked behind the boat until we found the base again, the same base where I had been imprisoned over a month ago. I was led into a main chamber where a regal-looking Shiba Inu dog was waiting.
I am Lord Shiba, leader of the Stonelings.
Never would have seen that coming.
I hear you side with us against the evil siren now. That is good. but you must grow so much stronger and find the right tools before you have any hope of beating her. Do you think you can?
Lord Sheba, I don't think I have much of a choice. From day 36 to day 39, after finally making some alliances with the Stonelings and their apparent leader, Lord Sheba, I decided that I needed to upgrade my gear. I wandered through the frozen wastes of the deep frozen ocean until I found what looked like an ancient cave carved into the ice. There's either gonna be some awesome treasures or horrible monsters down there. Let's find out! I descended into the darkness of the cave, putting up torches along the walls to protect myself from the dark. When I got deep enough, I saw the glitter of diamonds and used my iron pickaxe to free them and add them to my inventory. These will come in handy here, but that wasn't the only glowing, glittering thing I found down there. There was also a rather magnificent weapon, the blue crystal sword. This is perfect. I probably shouldn't be using the weapon Serena gave me anyway. It's a weapon of evil. I dropped the sinister sword and swapped it for the blue crystal sword. But those two weren't the only glowing, glittering things I found down there. A pixie suddenly appeared with a frantic message.
Zozo, go to Lord Sheba right now!
And then exploded. That seemed like an emergency to me. From day 40 to day 43, I responded to the emergency call given by the pixie. I ran all the way to the Dead Sea and immediately met with Lord Sheba in the heart of the Stoneling Sanctum. Lord Sheba, what's wrong? The message sounded urgent.
It is urgent, Zozo. I've received intelligence that Serena has allied with another deadly, sound-based foe, the Pied Piper. His piping is so deadly that it's similar to a warden shriek. We need to...
Suddenly, a wall next to me exploded. The piping menace entered.
Wee-hee-hee! The Pied Piper is me!
Before I had any chance to fight back, he started blowing powerful warden shrieks. Everything they touched was destroyed, and it seemed like there was nothing I could do, so I turned and ran as fast as I could. I'm glad that Lord Sheba got to warn me at least. This guy is terrifying. From day 44 to day 49, I returned to my base in the deep frozen ocean, feeling shaken after everything that had gone down in the Stoneling base. That Pied Piper guy seems almost as dangerous as Serena herself. I don't even know who survived that chaos. Lucky for me, there were plenty of survivors, including the incomparable Lord Sheba. He arrived at my base with all the regal glory you could expect.
Zozo, it comforts me that you survived the attack of the Pied Piper. My Stonelings can't afford to see the destruction of their champion.
Even if I did survive, what good is that? If I'm not even strong enough to defeat her friend, how will I ever defeat Serena?
Sometimes the man makes the gear. Other times, the gear makes the man. Go to the mangrove swamp and seek out the hero's chestplate. It will make you immune to the powers of control.
Whoa, I think you're onto something there, Lord Sheba. From day 50 to day 53, I did exactly as Lord Sheba said and returned to the mangrove swamp. I hate coming here. It always makes me feel guilty about all the terrible things I did while Serena was tricking me. I was briefly broken out of my self-pitying trance when I saw an old chest in amongst the trees. Oh, maybe this is where I can find the hero's chestplate. This whole thing might be a lot easier than I thought. I reached the chest and noticed a little goblin head was popping out of it. This was no ordinary chest, it was a mimic.
Hey, get away from my house, freeloader. You've caused enough trouble here without trying to kick me out of my box.
Nobody's trying to kick you out. I'm just here to find the hero's chestplate.
No chance! Only heroes find it, and only heroes can wear it. So you've got no chance, kid. Get out of here and keep searching, lizard boy.
He was rude, but he was right. I left to keep searching, hoping to someday earn the hero's chestplate. From day 54 to day 57, I returned to the Dead Sea, hoping to get advice from Lord Sheba on how I could defeat Serena without the hero's chestplate, just in case I never actually become a hero enough to actually earn it.
Oh, you'll never get there, you silly, silly boy!
I turned and saw the Pied Piper standing up on one of the stony crags. How long had this creep been following me? He could move silently whenever he wanted to.
You should have let my sound waves tear your
atoms apart, Zozo. It will be a more pleasant fate than getting eaten alive by Serena.
You can keep column A and column B all to yourself, buddy. I'm gonna defeat both of you.
Oh, what a boring answer. You know that new sound you've been looking for? Well, listen to this.
He fired another deadly sound blast that just narrowly missed me. There was no point in attacking him with my blue crystal sword. I fled as he fired more blasts at me.
I'll have a whole symphony for you next time, Zozo.
Meanwhile, back at Serena's lair, she was wondering what side dishes would pair best with me.
Zozo's getting bigger and stronger. Soon enough, he'll actually be a truly filling meal.
From day 58 to day 62, I returned to the base, back on the deep frozen ocean's frostbitten islands, feeling lucky to have narrowly missed the deadly sound blast of the Pied Piper. Dolphin the dolphin had also been working on a fun surprise for me when I got back in. He'd made some awesome upgrades. He furnished one room and included a secret underground bunker half filled with water and a furnace. Thanks for your hard work, Dolph.
No problem, Zozo. I made the furnace because I think you should probably change up your armor. Being in water so often has made your iron all rusty.
You got a point there, Dolph. My armor was looking a little cruddy, so I decided to find the same frozen cave I discovered earlier and search inside until I came upon more diamonds. Now I'll finally have enough to actually build some cool stuff. I went back up to my base and took advantage of the crafting table Dolph built in his room. I was able to forge some diamond armor, including a helmet and a cool diamond pickaxe. Let's see those nasty sound waves hurt me now. From day 63 to day 66, I was equipping all of my awesome new equipment when Lord Sheba arrived to deliver a proclamation.
Zozo, I have wonderful news for you. My stonelings have been investigating the matter, and I've discovered that the hero's chestplate may be at the bottom of the infamous polluted lake.
What are we waiting for then? Let's get down there. Lord Sheba and I took off, journeying until we reached the polluted lake, which lived up to its name. It was murky and smelled absolutely awful. So I just jump in and swim down to get the chest plate?
Yes, Zozo, but be warned. I've heard tell that there's a monster down there. Be ready to battle it with your blue crystal sword.
I hopped in and tried to swim down, but I couldn't breathe, and I was getting poisoned. The water was too terrible. I quickly surfaced, and Lord Sheba sighed.
I suspected this might happen. The water is too toxic. You'll need a better helmet to get down there.
Better than Diamond? That won't be easy. From day 67 to day 70, I was walking around the perimeter of my base, contemplating the best way to find a helmet more powerful than Diamond. I'm not exactly an expert on materials. Maybe netherite would work, but I wouldn't even know how to begin hunting down a netherite helmet. Before I could come to any valuable conclusions, a powerful strider was standing outside my base. I approached quietly, worried that he might want to fight.
I don't want to fight, actually.
Oh, that's good. Sorry for assuming that about you.
I wanted to give you a heads up. I saw some half-fish lady and a dude with a flute talking about how they were gonna attack this place. All surprised like. Probably best to be prepared for whenever that happens.
Well, that's concerning. Thanks for the tip, Strider.
Yeah, don't mention it.
He walked away, leaving me in a state of anxious anticipation. From day 71 to day 74, the attack began, and thanks to the warning the Strider gave me, I was at least partially prepared. While Dolphin the dolphin hid away, I watched as the Pied Piper unleashed a sonic assault on the base.
If you think this is bad, just wait. I'll be back, Zozo, and I'll destroy every last one of you. The siren's gonna eat somebody, and it ain't gonna be me.
Pied Piper fled, having damaged our base. Afterwards, myself and Dolph reconvened to discuss our plans.
I've gotta say, I really don't like this Pied Piper guy, Zozo.
The feeling's mutual, Dolph. We can't just sit back and wait for this to happen again. I need to take the fight to him. Meanwhile, back at Serena's lair, things were unfolding exactly as she'd hoped.
After that attack, Zozo is bound to attack the Pied Piper back. The next time he levels up, it'll be big enough to be worth eating.
From day 75 to day 78, Lord Sheba arrived at the base with a gift.
Zozo, so we now know that the Pied Piper is based in an encampment somewhere near Serena the Siren's base. But if you take him on as is, there's a good chance you'll be destroyed.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Lord Sheba.
Thankfully, I have a tool that may help you. You've been sorely lacking ranged combat abilities, so I figured this firework crossbow would be the perfect way to counteract the Pied Piper's sonic abilities.
He gave me a crossbow with some fireworks and arrows, and I set off to defeat the Pied Piper.
You can do it, Zozo. You have the inner power.
From day 79 to day 84, I arrived at the encampment outside the lair of Serena the Siren, where I saw the Pied Piper waiting.
Come back for another solo, Zozo.
I was hoping we could perform a duet. I forgot my violin, but I still brought my bow. I unleashed some firework arrows against the Pied Piper, causing a volley of explosions. But the explosions didn't seem to affect him at all.
An amusing prelude. How about I take over?
He started blasting sonic boom after sonic boom as I dodged as well as I could. Then, one of the booms collided with me directly. I thought I was a goner, but instead, something else happened. I felt my power growing. I got bigger, stronger, grew to 50 total hearts, then went from mere lizard to a mighty dragon, complete with the ability to breathe fire.
Wait, no, that isn't fair.
Here's the crescendo! With a blast of fire, the Pied Piper was destroyed, and a netherite helmet fell to the ground. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need! From day 85 to day 89, with my netherite helmet equipped and my blue crystal sword sharpened, I went back to the polluted lake. I need that hero's chestplate if I'm ever going to defeat Serena. It's now or never. I jumped into the disgusting polluted lake and swam directly down into the murky depths. It was even darker and colder than the frozen ocean, and I wasn't alone down there either. A giant, terrifying Hydra, the guardian of the chestplate, reared up and attacked. I was stronger walking on water. In it, I was just as vulnerable as anyone else. My air was slowly running out. I slashed away relentless. It was all I could until the Hydra was defeated. I saw a chest, and inside was the hero's chestplate. I grabbed it before swimming back to the surface of the lake as quickly as I could. In all my excitement, I couldn't even imagine what was waiting for me. From day 90 to day 94, I crested out of the surface of the lake, gasping for breath, and crawled out onto the shore. Oh, that was horrible. Finally, I can put on this chestplate and have the power to defeat. There was a beautiful sound, a wonderful song. Right before I could equip the chestplate, my body was frozen. The plate came out of my inventory and onto the ground in front of me. That's when I saw her, Serena the Siren, slithering out of the darkness and coming towards me.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. Look how you've grown, Zozo. You're going to make the perfect dessert.
She picked up the hero's chestplate while I was powerless to stop her. So, you're gonna eat me?
Oh, yeah, but not yet. Like I said, you're gonna make the perfect dessert. And you can't have your dessert before you've had your main course. Eat you soon, Zozo.
She slithered off on her freaky fishtail, no doubt ready to do something awful. From day 95 to day 97, with the siren herself gone, I could move again. I had no idea what her plan was, and thus, no idea what I should do first. That's why I made a beeline for the Dead Sea, wanting to ask Lord Shiva for advice. But when I arrived, it was to a sight of horror and devastation. There were no stonelings left, just a heavily injured Lord Shiva, just barely hanging on. Lord Shiva, what happened? Did Serena do this?
Oh yes, and it seems she brought her appetite. She ate every single one of the stonelings and made me watch, dealt a lethal blow to me.
There has to be something I can do to help.
No, Zozo, it's too late for us. Go and stop her before she can do something worse. You're the only one who can stop her.
Lord Shiva passed on, and I suddenly had a horrible realization. Oh no. Dolph! On day 98, I returned to my base in the deep frozen ocean, but it was a little too late to make any difference. The base was completely destroyed! Dolph! Where are you, Dolph? That's when I had an amazing idea. He must have hidden in the secret bunker underneath the base. I saw the entrance to the bunker and ran down, excited. This bunker was such a good idea, but when I opened it, I saw that it was empty, except for a single note. It read, "Thanks for the fishy snacks, Zozo. Very tasty. See you soon." That was the last straw. She'd eaten my friend. For that, I would have my revenge! Dolphins aren't even a fish, Serena! They're mammals! I'll destroy you once and for all! On day 99, with a single-minded pursuit of vengeance in my heart, I made a beeline directly for Serena the Siren's evil lair. Come out, Serena! Hope you're feeling hungry. Dessert just arrived! That caught her attention. I heard her slithering out of the base on her diabolical fishtail.
Ah, Zozo, just in time. I was starting to feel peckish again.
But before I get eaten, can I hear one more song? For old time's sake.
Who am I to deny a meal an encore? How about we start with...
While she was distracted, I blasted her with the firework crossbow, knocking the hero's chest plate out of her inventory.
Oh, you nasty little...
I swooped in, grabbed the chest plate, and equipped it. Now, I was immune to her evil song. Hope you're ready for a fair fight, Serena.
Zozo, I'm gonna eat you slowly.
On day 100, the clock ticked over and the real fight began. It was immediately clear that this time around, I had the advantage. Without her song, she was hardly dangerous at all. She was just another aquatic evil. Every time she attacked, I dodged and attacked back, harder with my blue crystal sword. Little by little, I wore her down and outmatched her.
You can't do this. I'm the siren. My power is irresistible, Zozo.
Resist this! With a mighty blast of my fire breath,